This is me. I'm here. And in this video, I want to share with you how I crossed an entire country on foot. The journey started in 2016 when my girlfriend at the time, Diana, now my wife, challenged me to get to Vancouver Island by whatever means necessary. She didn't specify that I couldn't use a car, a bike, or any other motorized transport. All I had was my backpack and my feet, so I took her up on her challenge, and here's how it went. I flew into Calgary International Airport, and immediately upon arrival, I started walking towards Vancouver. The first day was pretty tough. Not only did I have a 30-pound backpack, but the terrain was also extremely flat. It felt like I was walking on a treadmill, and there wasn't much motivation to keep going. By the end of the day, I had walked about 20 miles. Feet were hurting, and I was ready to call it quits. But then I remembered what Diana had said to me. Get to Vancouver Island, by whatever means necessary. I thought to myself, am I just going to quit after one day? I couldn't do that, so I pushed through the pain and kept walking. The next morning I woke up early, ate some breakfast, and hit the road again. The terrain had changed, and now I was walking on a slight incline. This made it much easier to walk, and before I knew it, I was making good time. I walked past small towns, through forests, and over rivers. The scenery was beautiful, and I was starting to enjoy myself. The people I met along the way were incredibly friendly and welcoming. Most of them offered me water, food, or a place to stay for the night. I accepted most of these offers, and I'm glad I did because it gave me a chance to meet some amazing people. By the end of the second day, I had walked about 40 miles. I was exhausted, but I was also excited because I knew that I had only one more day to go. The next day, the terrain became even more challenging. I was now walking uphill for most of the day. There were times when I wanted to give up and just sit down, but I pushed through. I kept telling myself, you can do this. Just keep moving forward. Finally, around 4 p.m., I saw a sign that read, "Welcome to Vancouver Island." I couldn't believe it. After 3 days of walking, I had done it. I had crossed an entire country on foot. Overall, I walked about 120 miles from Calgary to Victoria, Vancouver Island. It took me 3 days to complete the journey. My feet were battered and bruised, but I didn't care. I'd accomplished something that I never thought I could do. When Diana picked me up at the bus station in Victoria, she was amazed at what I had done. She had bet me $1,000 that I would be able to cross the country on foot within 5 days. Needless to say, she was very happy to pay me the $1,000. Since then, I've been asked a lot of questions about my journey. How did I get food and water? Where did I sleep? What if I got injured? To answer these questions, let me first talk about food and water. I carried a water filter with me so that I could drink from streams and rivers along the way. For food, I mostly ate protein bars, nuts, and dried fruit. Sometimes I would buy snacks from gas stations or convenience stores, but most of the time, I was eating what I had packed in my backpack. I also accepted food and drinks from people who offered them to me. They gave me water, Gatorade, snacks, sandwiches, and even a few home-cooked meals. The people I met were so kind and generous. It really helped me out, and I couldn't have done it without them. As far as where I slept, I tried to find cheap accommodation along the way. There were times when I stayed in hostels, motels, or even friends' houses. But most of the nights I spent sleeping outdoors. I pitched my tent wherever I could find a safe and secluded spot. I'd say most of the nights I slept in the tent, probably about 10 out of the 12 nights. Now, what if I got injured? That's a good question. I had a first aid kit with me, and I knew how to use it. If I had gotten seriously injured, I would have called 911 and waited for help to arrive. Luckily, I didn't get hurt, but I did have a few minor injuries along the way. Blisters, sore feet. Cuts and bruises are to be expected when you re-walking 40 miles a day with a 30-pound backpack. But it's all worth it when you reach your destination and you know that you accomplished something great. So why did I do it? First of all, it was a challenge. Crossing an entire country on foot is not easy. It takes a lot of physical and mental strength, but I knew that I could do it if I set my mind to it. Secondly, I wanted to raise awareness for an environmental organization. I've always been passionate about protecting the environment, and this seemed like a fun and unique way to do it. Lastly, I wanted to prove to myself that I could do something that seems impossible. We often tell ourselves that we can't do something and then we give up without even trying. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to show myself that if I really want to do something, I should just go for it. Looking back, there are a few things I would do differently. First of all, I would have trained more before the journey. I was in decent shape when I started walking, but I think I could have trained more. I would have also brought more padding for my feet. My feet were sore for weeks after the journey. If I had known then what I know now, I would have brought more padding. Other than that, I wouldn't change much. I think the journey was perfect, and I'm glad I did it. If you're watching this video, chances are you're also an adventurer at heart. You love to explore new places and try new things. Maybe you're even thinking about doing something crazy like crossing an entire country on foot. Well, I'm here to tell you that it can be done. It's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. So if you're ever considering doing something that seems impossible, just go for it. You might be surprised at what you can accomplish. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep exploring.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Now I have a quick favor to ask you. Could you please like and subscribe? When you like and subscribe, it helps me out a lot.
Check out the links in the description for cheap flights, hotels, cars, and more. That would be awesome. Thank you for your support. I'll see you next time.